Instagram teen accounts have automatic protections for what teens see and who can contact them, plus time management tools. And Instagram will continue adding built-in safety features to help create age-appropriate experiences. Learn more about teen accounts and Instagram's ongoing work to protect teens online at instagram.com/teenaccounts.
Listen, all you New Yorkers. Excuse me, taxi.
Okay, man, we're looking around.
This is the 77 WABC minicast.
Well, what's going on in our government? Well, is our government still shut down? Unfortunately, yes. Somebody to be on with us is a longtime friend. We have with us Jay Johnson. He's the former, I guess he was the fourth United States Secretary of Homeland Security from 2013 to 2017 under President Obama. Well, Secretary Johnson, what the heck is going on in our country right now?
Well, you asked what's going on with our government, our country. Not enough, unfortunately. DHS is not funded by our Congress. And I am not making a political statement here. I'm not taking sides. But I am going to say this. The most basic function of our government and our Congress is to appropriate money, keep the lights on, keep the government functioning. Our Congress and our president are failing to do that right now. And we are at a time when there is, because of the war with Iran, a heightened threat environment. Most people, John, when they think of DHS, they think of immigration. DHS is immigration enforcement, border security, aviation security through TSA, maritime security through the Coast Guard, FEMA, port security through CBP, aviation security I mentioned before, but there's also an aviation security component to CBP, federal law enforcement training, cybersecurity, the Coast Guard. I could go on and on. It exists to protect the American people. A lot of people are critical of DHS and how it's structured, but now more than ever, we need to fund this department, which is the third largest department of our government. We need to get out of the business of coupling, linking policy disagreements with funding the government. Separate the two. Go have the debate about masks, about judicial warrants versus administrative warrants, and a whole bunch of other things, but decouple that from the funding and paying the workforce.
Mr. Secretary, and not only that, you know what came up the other day in one of our shows is the people that fly, and once they buy an airplane ticket, $5.60 of that airplane ticket is to pay for TSA. Where is that money? How come that somebody can't say, well, use that money to pay for those workers?
Well, TSA is paid for, funded in part by that fee, but not anywhere near entirely. $5.60 does not pay for the workers who live paycheck to paycheck, frankly, John. But they do an invaluable service. They're there to look for bombs on the airplane you and your family are about to get on. So there needs to be an appropriation to fund this. There are very few agencies of our government that are funded entirely by fees, like, for example, the Postal Service. There are very few agencies in that category.
And also the Coast Guard. I mean, they're watching our borders. I mean, I just don't understand.
They're watching our borders.
Yes.
They're watching for drug smuggling, maritime security. They have a mission in the Arabian Gulf, by the way, supporting security for the Navy in the Arabian Persian Gulf, however you want to refer to it. But none of this is being funded. And how many sectors of American life can you tell a worker, go to work, but I'm not going to pay you? Almost none, except for the United States government. And we've got to get it. We've got to stop with these funding fights. It used to be annual. Now it's occurring several times a year, and I'm afraid it's only going to get worse unless somebody, through strong leadership, intervenes and says, stop the madness.
And you can't punish the workers. It's not their fault. They're going to work. I mean, I just don't understand it.
Not.
You know, I scratch my head so much I'm getting a bald spot.
Well, John, I'll tell you this. 11 years ago, when I was secretary, frankly, it was the Republicans that wanted to hold up funding for DHS. And I saw my mission as advocating for the 250,000 workers who work in DHS. My driving motivation was a woman who worked in an air marshal's office in West Orange, New Jersey, near where I live, who had stage 4 cancer. And she said to me, Mr. Secretary, if I don't get paid, I can't make my co-pays for my cancer treatment. And I thought about her all through that whole funding fight. She's gone now, unfortunately. But this kind of thing, you know, the workers are political footballs without a voice. And this kind of thing really does hurt. And it causes people to quit. And we're seeing that right now, as you and I speak with TSA. It's demoralizing, and people lose focus. If they're not getting paid, how are they going to pay the rent? How are they going to support their families, feed their families? And so we need to get back into the basic business of funding the government.
Mr. Secretary, thank you so much for coming on, and I agree with you 110%. And you know, whether you're Democrats or Republicans, they should all sit down at the same round table, because we're all Americans, and make things work. And God bless America.
Absolutely.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you for your work as Homeland Security from 2013 to 2017, and may God always bless you.
You know, John, do you know who Donald Trump's first Secretary of DHS was?
No.
It was me. I was
Wow.
the designated survivor that day. So for 7 hours and 30 minutes, I was the entirety of his cabinet in January of 2017.
Well,
It's a great trivia question.
Great trivia question. Thank you so much, and we'll talk again real soon.
Okay, goodbye.